Hanaki! Did you know that our souls are connected by fate? What do you know? I'm Yuno Hanaki, the one and only Oiran from Mialoon. Oh, Hanaki, welcome in, welcome in. Happy Monday, happy OniMon, the OniMon before the big 2. I'm gonna be, streaming Lifespan 2 soon, as of tomorrow. Wow, crazy. Wow, crazy. Our souls are connected by fate on a micro USB port. That's an interesting place to store it. You think your soul only fits on a micro USB? That's a lot of data to fit on a micro. I can't believe it's been 10 years. It has not! Don't make it 10! Why are we skipping ahead 8 years? That's scary. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about where the world is in what would be 2033. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to think and I don't want to know. Crazy that Yuno 2.0 comes out on a Tuesday. Well, it would have, but unfortunately it's not on time. Unfortunately it's not on time. That was the initial plan, that I was going to have my 2.0 on a Tuesday for my 2-year anniversary, but unfortunately it's not done. There's like several aspects that aren't done, not just the model, so I guess I probably wouldn't have been able to make it anyway. But I do think a lot of things have kind of fallen through to make it not happen in time. But it's fine. It'd be like that sometimes. Everybody's busy. Everybody's busy. There's many Tuesdays left. Okay, I guess whenever I pick the new debut date, it has to be a Tuesday. I don't know if I'll be able to fully capture the magic of all of the meaningful metaphorical 2s in the equation, but I will try to ensure that it's a Tuesday for you guys, I guess, if that's what you want. You should have asked Steve how long he's been keeping you in this time loop. Well, this is only the first time I've had any recollection of there being something like a time loop. Who knows how long it's actually been. Use a 2-2 asset? No. No, I don't have one. You know, you won't believe this. Your birthday is on a Tuesday? Wait, are you for real? I actually haven't looked at what date February 3rd is this year. Hold the fuck up. Are you real? Are you Circe or are you /J? Oh my god, you're right! It is a Tuesday! Spiral, you could do the most epic thing. Spiral doesn't fucking watch me. But Spiral, you could do the most epic thing. It's in a February too. Yes, I know. February, which is the 2nd month. So it would be February 3rd, which is still not like complete 2s, but it being on a Tuesday is pretty awesome. Maybe they meant the 2nd Tuesday of the 2nd month. This is truly Oni 2s. It will truly be Oni 2s. Should we start calling you Yuno Tunaki from now on? No. If you're going to make a if you're going to make a meme out of it, it would have to be Tuno Hanaki, but we're not doing that. We're not doing that, okay? I'm not going through a name change. Maybe going through a re-debut, but I'm not going through a name change. At this point, I'm too known as Yuno that I think it would be very strange if I changed my name. It sounds like tuna and Yuno ain't no fish. I ain't no fish. Do I look like a fish to you? Tuno or Hanani. This is also true. Tuno or Hanani, I guess, would be the options, but we're not doing that. Okay, fish. Shut up. I know. I still have to work on that cover. I know how to sing the song. I have a lot of layers that I have to record for it, but I'm trying to just figure out how I want to even present everything. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with all that. Ay. Too known. So true. But Kaya became melon and rot. Never mind. No, it's an open secret. You don't necessarily have to never mind that. But that's true. You're right that technically there have been name changes all around. But, like, I'm literally Yuno Hanaki. Like, it feels weird to think about going by anything else at this point. Like, the amount of people who just call me Yuno Hanaki, like, they full name me all the time. Don't you think it would be weird to have to full name me by calling me something else? Like, could you even imagine that? I personally can't. Flower Ava 06, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. Yuno. Yeah, like, it has to be Yuno. It truly cannot be anything else. Yuno, Yu-chan, Yunon. Like, I can't foresee making that, like, big of a change. Unless it's Buno Banaki, I don't see how. Yeah, I don't think I would do that, though. That would make me sound silly. And silly is not necessarily my brand. Oh, I just realized with that follow, that means that my Twitch officially has 400. Wow! 400. Yu-chan, that's weird. I know. I gave you guys nicknames to use and then you didn't use any of them. You decided to just take Buno. And that was because Kaya started it. Kaya started calling me Buno, and then everybody else followed suit, and now it's literally not possible for anyone to call me anything else. There's like one person who calls me Yu-chan. There's like one person also who calls me Yunonon. And then that's about it. I didn't even know about Yu-chan before I saw that Maro. It was in my debut. It was in my debut slides. I mentioned I had nicknames that I liked and that I wanted to be given more nicknames. And unfortunately, someone gave me Buno, and now I'm stuck with it forever. So now there's just no other nickname option. Oh yeah, that's true. I also have somebody who calls me Yun. I'm a sucker for the red B. Yes, the regional indicator B is pretty funny. Like, I think it's funny. I think it's fine, but I just get sad because I had all of those nicknames planned out and I wanted to be seen as like a super cute... Well, you know, this is like back before I realized what you guys were going to be like towards me, but I had intentions of coming across as like a super cute and like sweet idol type person. Gentle, sweet idol. So I thought that there were going to be like more options for cute nicknames, and then nobody wanted to call me any nicknames, basically. Even like my kohai and like even the senpai, like basically nobody gave me a nickname. It was just Yuno pretty much all the way through. Well, Reina gave me a nickname, and then Isla calls me Yuno-chan. What were they again, the nicknames? Yu-chan, Yunon, Yunonon, Yuno-no was also an option, because initially Kaya said that she was going to call me Yuno-no, and then she completely threw me under the bus and made it Buno instead. She was the one who was like, "Oh, I think it would be cute if I called you Yuno-no, and if you called me Kaya-ya." And I was like, "Oh, okay." This was before we realized who we were and that we knew each other before. And then the minute she realized it was me, she was like, "I'm not doing that shit." And she started calling me Buno. So, kind of, the curse was kind of the fact that, we realized who each other was. Unfortunately. The realization hit and it was Jover. You know, the way you are today is the same way you were day 2 after debut. The idol cute attitude would fall apart eventually, Buno or not. Well, like, I still had intentions. Like I said, I didn't realize how you guys were going to treat me until I started the act of, like, actively streaming, you know? Like, I saw the bullying in, like, tweets, but I was like, well, surely they'll start being nice to me once I present as, like, super cute and sweet and nice on stream, right? And then everybody was bullying me, and it is not in my nature to just roll with the bullying. It is in my nature to harden up and fight back. So, unfortunately, that just wouldn't have been in the cards. You were playing checkers and Kaya was playing 4D chess. Well, like I said, I think she probably would have stuck with it, except for when we realized that we knew each other. She never should have posted that art. She never should have shared that art she did of us. The minute I saw that art style, I knew. She has a very recognizable art style. I was just like, I figured you out. I'm on to you. I would formally apologize for making the Yuno Pratt meme. It's fine. It had its time, and now it is dead, and we haven't had to think about it for like a year. That's honestly the first time I've thought about Yuno Pratt in literal ages. Is you mentioning it in this moment. Like, that has completely left my brain. As it should be. Stay gone.
Thank you so much.
Let go my ego. Thank you for the $4.20 tip. Haha, nice. At least it's not Bruno Mars. I guess. Happy Hanaki-versary. We're not there yet. It's tomorrow. But thank you. Thank you for the early anniversary wishes. We'll go with that. Should have kept the facade. I couldn't help it. When I realized it was her, I had to message her and I was like, it's you. You. I'm drawing some random green woman at a cafe and a little girl just walked in, gaped and said, wow, you're a good drawer. Oh, that's so cute. That's adorable. I remember that Yuno Pratt stream. You don't have to remember. We could all choose to forget collectively. I know we have chosen to remember in this moment, but we also have the exact same choice to forget. Eggos are pretty yummy, handsome today, and they were peak. Have you never had an Eggo before? Like an Eggo waffle? That's crazy. Eggo waffles are good. That used to be one of my go-tos for breakfast when I was a kid. Instant waffles and instant pancakes were the move for little baby Bruno. Big yummy. We'll forgive but never forget. What is there to forgive? Consider the fact it's meme potential? No. Unfortunately, I am very, very serious about my content. And I really do not like the idea of letting memes take over my identity. I'm a bit of a bitch that way. I shouldn't call myself a bitch for it. I think it's very valid. But unfortunately, I really do not want to be known for something like Yuno Pratt. Because I also just think that that's bad. That's bad branding. If I'm going to be known for a meme, it should be a meme that's either cute, more funny, or just overall, like, higher quality. Yuno Pratt is literally from fucking nothing. You know Jesus? Not really. I especially don't want to be known for that one, because that's tied to religion, and I feel like that's not right. I feel like that's not right. But unfortunately, I am known for it, because a lot of people use the Yuno Jesus gif. Thump up. It's not Tums Hup, it's... It's Thump up. Bruno it is. That's also not really a meme. That stream was peak. I leaned into the joke for one stream because it was desperately requested. I leaned into the joke for one stream and the one stream only, and thus it's never happening again. You know, it can be the Thump Up streamer. I guess. I don't really know if Thump Up would really catch on. It'll be funny if, should I ever get around to getting an emote made for Thump Up, it would be very funny if it became popular enough that people wanted to use it on, like, BTTV or, like, 7TV or something. A global emote for Thump Up. Thump up is a mood, not a trend. Well, moods can become trends. What about the goated with the sauce? That's a meme that I stole. That's a saying that I stole from another meme that's like really old at this point. That cannot be something I am known for either. Okay, the categories for, like, if Yuno Hanaki's brand is going to become associated with a meme, here are the options. Original? Funny? Ideally something, like, cute or charming. Those are our options. If you're going to force my brand to be tied with a meme, those are the options. Not a forehead meme? Well, people make fun of people's foreheads all the time, and unfortunately a lot of the forehead jokes have been made before about other people. Like, it's not like I'm the only person that exists that has a fucking forehead. There are plenty of VTubers that also have foreheads. Like, that's the thing. That's technically not unique either. Oh, thank you for the stretch. We've only just started, so I don't really need the stretch, but I will stretch for you. Big stretchy. Women is the clear choice here. You're correct. Honestly, if any of my memes that were actually, like, original and unique were going to go viral, I would want it to be the women scream. I think that would be a pretty good one. Well, it's not really a scream, but it's just the sound I made. Women. Women. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's pretty good. Honestly, that would be the closest approximation of things that I have done so far. But, like, unfortunately, I don't know if it really has staying power. I wish it did, but I don't think it has enough staying power. It didn't really catch on even when it first happened. What about your removable bananas? They are not bananas and they are not removable, for the love of God. I hate you people. If anything embodies the Yuno Hanaki channel, it's loving women. If I want anything to embody the Yuno Hanaki channel, it is my love of women. This is true. Whoops, wrong chat. This guy tried to use a kek shake in the YouTube chat. Point and laugh. Get a load of this guy. It's just one big banana. Also, no! God. I shouldn't have stuck with being an Oni when I did my 2.0. One day, maybe my 3.0, I'm just not gonna be an Oni anymore, so you guys can't fucking make fun of my horns. What about Bwe? Bwe is just a noise. That's not really a meme. Her, hack, her. Yes, true. Very funny. To remove the horns is part of your brand. I decide what's part of my brand. Maybe I don't want to be an Oni anymore. But then Oni/Onion Yuno will never be a thing. Well, Onion Yuno was never really a thing to begin with. Come on now, we all know the true brand is Ue. I mean, I don't Ue that much. Not usually. I don't know if it fully counts as the brand. I guess, like, it could, sort of. But again, we're going back to, like, it's just a noise. Sex-based terms, I guess that's true. Because you split up head and pats. I love AutoMod. Anyway. Mind Flayer rebrand? That could honestly be really fun. I become a true monster girl because I go Mind Flayer. Honestly, could be kind of fun. I don't know. I've talked before about how I'm not really, like, sure if I was ever to rebrand, like, completely, as in, like, completely abandon the Yuno character and do something entirely new. I mentioned before that I have no idea what that would be. The UA is something that catches on a daily basis when I have a lot of emotions over something. Thank you for that, Yuno. You're welcome. Like, sometimes it's just the only sound you can make when you're overwhelmed. Like, I'll finish explaining my emotions and, like, articulating exactly how I feel, but then at the end I just do ue, because it's just so much, and I realize that it's a lot, so I just say the ue at the end regardless. I think a complete rebrand would make the most sense if YouTube ever gets fixed. Oh, like I just make an entirely new channel and I'm just like, surprise, bitch, thought you'd seen the last of me. And I'm a whole new character. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure if I could handle having a double life. As in, like, piloting two. I don't know if I can handle that. I would have to think about the content direction a lot. Pull a transformation gimmick, Henshin! And now I'm something totally new. Maybe it'd be a book mimic. Oh, that's kind of cute. I really like the idea of like a storyteller-like character that's carrying a book and then gets to transform based on the book that they're like reading. That's kind of fun. Taters are totted. Taters totted. Hotel Trivago. You know Hanaki's #1 fan and she's literally a paper fan. Paper fan character, let's go. Have like a cool origami paper style looking model. That's kind of slay, I think. That would go hard, I think. You ever rebrand, it has to be like Mr. Burns is in disguise as Mr. Snrub and call yourself Huno Yanaki. So true. I don't know. Like I said, like I've toyed with the idea, especially like this time last year, I was like absolutely toying with the idea of just like a total abandon of Yuno Hanaki and doing something else. But like, in the end, I decided to stick around. And now I'm just kind of like, if I start over though, that's like truly building from the ground up again. Like technically I'm kind of doing that by like focusing a lot on Twitch and like monetization through Twitch, but me. I wouldn't blame you one bit if you decided to do that. Back then, absolutely. Back then, absolutely. I wouldn't have blamed myself either. With everything that was going on with Kawaii about to shut down, and with everything that I was experiencing, like, in the background also, I also wouldn't have blamed myself if I decided to just peace out. Like, one of the main reasons was because I thought that after everything happened, I was going to be in way worse of a spot and that I wouldn't even be able to continue streaming. And one of the big things for, like, us being able to keep our IP was to keep streaming despite the imminent shutdown. So I was like, if I can't maintain my part of the deal where I can't stream anymore, then I guess I'd have to just quit and, like, not get the IP. But I was, like, really unsure. I was like waffling about it for a long time back then. You know rebrands and I pretend not to recognize her voice. You've never heard this VTuber before. I think the last time I talked about a potential rebrand, somebody in chat was actually like, I'd figure you out. And I was like, what do you mean you'd figure me out? Like I wouldn't be able to keep it a secret somehow. And I was just like, huh? I think I'm at least kind of secretive. Returns to high-pitched debut, you know? I could, technically. That's the thing you guys have to understand. I am capable of voice acting. I guess if I really was going to do the switch, I would probably have to change my voice up. Hello, new person I've never heard before. Hello, person I've never seen in chat before. Someone would mention Limbo and it would be Jover. You don't know that. Maybe the rebrand would just not even ever mention Otome. I'd just be like, what? What is an Otome? What's an Otom? I've never seen that word before. The Dominachi are specialized in detecting Yunoisms. No! You know my every little verbal tick, it's Jover. I've seen how VTuber viewers can recognize the most obscure things. Oh yeah, I definitely think that certain fans are very dedicated. Consider, comma, however, I don't really have many people that are purely Yuno Oshi. I think it'd be pretty easy to hide. This person doesn't seem interested in women. I just never talk about people in general. I'm just like, oh, that's a nice design, I guess. I'm like very normal about it, and I don't react beyond that at all. Me, 3 months after relaunch. I like this VTuber. Sounds familiar. Can't place it. I hate it here. You. That would be pretty funny. If she doesn't pass the bean burrito test, she's Yuno. Rebrand Yuno suddenly loves beans. Just like, yes, I just finished having beans for dinner. They were very delicious, chat. I had a very nice time eating beans. Man, I love horror and FPS games. Are you guys ready for the 6th Overwatch stream of the week? Man, I love Overwatch. How long could you do that facade? I mean, if I really wanted to commit, I would make it... I would try to, like, really lock in and commit, is the thing. But it would be very hard. Like, it would definitely be a case of, like, doing it on the stream, and then the minute I end stream, I just deflate like a balloon, and I'm flat like Teddy in Persona 4, and I'm just like, ugh. If you ever rebrand, that means changing the Oshi mark, and I don't wanna. The Oni mask means so much for me. Aw, that's very sweet. I'm glad you enjoy the Oshi marks. I'm glad that the Oni mask has finally started actually showing up for people. Now we just need more websites to actually recognize the fan emoji. Please, God. Management were actually, like, kind of mad that I chose the fan because it wasn't showing up anywhere. And I think I told this story before, but on the Slack, because the normal fan emoji wasn't working because it wasn't, like, registered by Slack at that point, Cowdine actually added a white background PNG of a green fan to represent me. So anytime she wanted to write on my Oshi mark, she would use the Oni mask, and then she would add in the, like, shitty little green fan next to it. And I was just like, Cowdine, your passion is recognized. It was so sweet. Because anytime anyone tried to use the fan, they couldn't see it. It was still showing up as, like, the little box. It was very sweet. You know, Oshimark green thing. It's so cute. Coffee and beans on toast, into bean soup, into slow-baked green bean casserole, beans, 3 meals, and cooking. I'd never know. Total secret. Whole new person. Literally can't be the same girl. Who is this? Are we real? Are we real, or are we dancers? Is coffee real? I mean, it tastes pretty real to me. It's quite yummy. Can be both. True, you could also be a real dancer. That is an option too. Life is full of so many amazing, interesting things. Are we in the Matrix? Are we? We are what we pretend to be. We are how we are did. This is true. Always have been. But I can't dance. I'm like a log when it comes to dancing. Very fair. Sometimes you think it be like that, but it do. Is it real? Yes. Obviously. I wouldn't be having this conversation if it wasn't real. I don't like dancing you have to touch people. Well, certain kinds of dancing you do. But you can also dance on your own. You don't usually have to touch people. Depends on the kind of dancing you like. You could line dance? Yeah. Line dancing is an option. Learning choreography where you don't have to touch someone is an option. Solo dance choreography is always an option. Cupid Shuffle Ikuzo? Oh my god, I have not thought about the Cupid Shuffle in ages. Do the Mass Effect Shepherd dance? I don't know what that is. Hitomi would probably know, because she loves Mass Effect. I do not know what that is, however. This activates the Hara Hara Yukai saved in my permanent folder. I can dance the Hara Hara Yukai, and the Motege Sailor Fuku dance. Those were some of the first dances that I learned when I was in my baby weeb phase. I also learned the Love and Joy dance. That's a Vocaloid song. And the other dance that I knew really well was for like another equally just as old Vocaloid song, Honey. It was literally just called Honey, I think. Those were the like handful of dances that I had learned back then. Back in the day where I guess I thought I was going to be a dancer. Well, I do still dance as an oiran, but it's not nearly as common. Most of my patrons tend to prefer when I come in and read poetry. And having intellectual discussions about stories. I'm not usually requested to dance as much. Might want to try the Mass Effect games. I genuinely think you'd like them. I think we've had a conversation about this, and Hitomi is like 50-50 on if I would like it. There's some elements of Mass Effect that she thinks I wouldn't enjoy. But who knows? I've had, like, passing interest every now and again when it gets brought up. But, like, I don't know. I have found I don't really care for older games, so there's a chance that there would just be aspects of it that I don't enjoy the act of playing of. She's saying you'd enjoy it overall? Not really. She's saying that there are some things about it that I might not like enough to be willing to play through. Yeah, that was the other thing. The enemies are zombie-esque. So she thinks I wouldn't like it. Mass Effect 1 in particular has way less shooty and more talking with weird aliens than you'd expect. Yippee! It's basically like a visual novel. I doubt you'd enjoy the gameplay. I think Hitomi said that too. I don't remember. Techno zombies. It depends on how much zombie they are. If they are kind of like gross looking zombies, then I would probably not enjoy. But I guess if they are mostly tech, then it would be okay. It depends. It depends. Speaking of games you might like, did you see Final Sentence? I did. I'm thinking about trying it. Funny enough, right when I started stream, Hitomi sent me a screenshot of her attempt at it. She got second. She very nearly won. But she was like, you really feel the pressure when you play this game. So I was like, oh man. Crazy. It's a third-person shooter, very, very good morality and decision tree systems, but it's a shooter between those choices. I mean, playing shooters is not hard. I actually prefer third-person shooters if I'm going to have to play a game that has a shooting mechanic. So I would probably be, like, okay with it, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Mod the zombies to something else? I guess so. Loading in mods is tough. You could look up Mass Effect Husks if you want to judge their early games, so not a spoiler. I suppose so. Have people talked you into trying Baldur's Gate? Baldur's Gate? The talking parts are very similar between the two games. Nobody has tried to talk me into playing it, no. I think there was like one person when I first started in Kawaii that thought Baldur's Gate 3 would be a good pick, but since Ionia were having a playthrough at the time, I was like, I don't know, I don't want to overlap. I don't want to overlap. And it also would have been like a really long, yappy RPG, and management were already kind of giving me the side eye for playing an RPG twice a week. I think that's like the one time someone suggested that game to me. Other than that, it has not been mentioned. But yeah, like Reina was playing it a bit on her own at the time, and then like Aonia started doing a playthrough together. So I was kind of just like, I don't know, man, overlap. So how about a key? I don't think I need a key. I'm pretty sure Hitomi has it. I think Hitomi has the game because she has a separate group of friends that are more gamer than I am. And I think they wanted to do a run of Baldur's Gate 3 as like a friend group, so somebody gifted her the game so that they could all play together. So I could borrow it off of her library if I really wanted to give it a try, I suppose. I suppose. For someone who is at least curious about D&D and likes a good story, I could see you playing it. Maybe. I don't know if I'd stream it. Maybe. Scratch that critical role itch. I don't have a critical role itch. Not really. Assyrian is so hot. I don't know. Like, I get why people like him. I like his voice. I don't really think he's gonna end up being my type, though. He's absolutely Hitomi's. Hitomi literally, like, thirsted so hard for him the minute he showed up, from what I heard. She loved him. But I don't think I would go for him, personally. I get it, but I don't think that would be for me. Hitomi would love Assyrian because, of course, vampire. Yes. Yes, you nailed it. My chats freeze? Hello? Oh, yeah, they did. What? Oh, I think my browsers are crashing. Internet! Oh no! Okay, hold on. Hold on a sec, I have to rescue you guys from purgatory. Hold on. Oh, okay, there we go. Alright, Twitch fixed itself. I had to re-pop out YouTube. I couldn't see you guys! The chats were completely frozen in time! You were all frozen! I got scared. I saw it moving on screen and I was like, huh? Like, I had to look at OBS in order to see the chat. That was scary. Hello. You're back now, though. Hi. Hi, I missed you. That was scary. What year is it? To 2025. YouTube side was fine, just Twitch side? No, I'm talking about my angle. The chats were both loading in just fine. Like it was loading Twitch chat on stream as well. But unfortunately, on my side, like my point of view, both of my browser sources were completely frozen. So I couldn't see you at all. Weird? Yeah, I know. That's why I said I think my browser was just crashing, because I think it just, like, froze. Everything froze. It's been 20 years? What? 2045? 2026? You missed a full year? No! Your 8th year anniversary is tomorrow? Oh, God. I don't want to still be green. You can't fool me with this. I would clearly be green by now with all of these years that you're saying. I would no longer be green, I would be purple. You can't fool me. Anyways. But yeah, I don't know. I've thought about playing Baldur's Gate, but there have been reasons that I haven't. It seems like a long play commitment. The moment chat froze, so did Papa. Well, that means that Papa is unfrozen now, so meh. He is fine. He is safe. I'll miss the green. I know, you're allowed to miss the green. I will probably miss her too. Like, as excited as I am to be purple, I will also probably end up missing green at times. I will miss her. The purple paint on Yuno faded and she's back to being green. It's not paint! I'm getting a whole new body! Purpuno. No, people have been calling me Puno for purple Yuno. Hello, Aura. I've been called Puno. Yuno 6.0 is green. You think there's going to be an era where I go back to green? I suppose it's possible. If I could get green reimagined in my new mama's art style, that would be kind of nice. I'd get a whole new vibe, though, and probably, like, an entirely different color. Like, a different, like, tone of green. I don't think it would be dark green. Well, maybe it would be dark green. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't thought about what a redesigned green Yuno would look like. Just to put a green filter over our screens. Be nice. Respect my color change. It would look green. Yeah, no shit. In memory of green, could you green chroma key her for old time's sake? Like right now, you want me to turn on a green screen? Okay, hold on. Hold on. This is gonna be some of the dumbest shit I've ever done, I think. Yeah, it'll be funny. Okay. Alright, hold on. I have to figure out how to do this. Oh, God. Oh, God. Good lord. Is this normal green screen green? I guess. Okay. Let me copy the color. And then I have to do... I'm sorry I have to do this to you, but I'm gonna have to turn my background on so that you can actually see what I've done. Ah! Nightmare. Hell, 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 hell. Okay. Now I go onto OBS to do the chroma key. No, wrong thing. Chroma key. The screen is this color. I'm literally invisible! Help me! Help! I'm stuck! Let me out! Tuscany! Help me! Help me! I'm die. Thank you forever. Ay. Ah, ghost. She's fading, bros. She's fading away. Yeah, so if you've ever wondered, gee, you know, what happens when people ask you for a green screen? It's this. It's this. I love how the eyes are not transparent because there's no green in them. They're only purple. It's all you can see. Hold on. We have to zoom out so that we can see. Maybe wife survives. Hold on. Does wife survive? Probably, because she's purple, right? Oh my god, my hands. Oh, my Things are good! We're so back, bros. We're so back, bros. She's fine. Wife is okay. Nobody panic. I am now just a face. Hands that you can't really see my other hand. There we go. Hands and legs and shoes. Amazing. This is art. We got Bluno now? No, this isn't blue. It's transparent. Clear no. At least we know you never skip leg day. Hell yeah, dude. My legs are killing it. So wife, Yuno's gone. You doing anything later? Please stop talking to my legs as if they are a people. This is probably how our grandparents see us when they don't see us actively eating. You're so skinny! Honey, you haven't touched your plate of thirds. You're so skinny, you need to eat more. When you're a ghost but only half of you is spectral. Oh my god, I'm literally Tomoe Carmine, I'm half ghost. Guys, oh my god, I just rebranded into Tomoe Carmine. I'm half ghost now. Oh my god. Oh my god, I came for her brand. Oh my god. That's crazy. I can't believe I did that to her. Tomoe Carmine! Kiyorimo Kami voice. Google Doc on the way. Did you green screen yourself? What happened? Part of the bit, we were talking about how people are going to miss green when I go Orpal, and I don't remember entirely how we got onto the situation, but someone asked me if I could green screen myself for old time's sake. So I was like, okay, and I changed all of the settings around so I could properly green screen myself, and this is what it looks like when I try to use a chroma key on OBS. Guys, look what you did, and now mom is mad. Now mom is mad. Mom, it wasn't us, I swear. I literally did this for you. What do you mean? She did it herself, we just said it. I mean, I did think it would be funny. Mom found the green screen. It's weird how this makes your model look taller. I guess, like, because you can see the legs more clearly. Why does your face look so white? I've always looked like this! What do you mean? I've always looked this white! This is not even a difference! Well, I guess I am slightly more transparent. I guess that means that there are sickly green tones in my face. Actually, I kind of see your point now. Never mind. Unjustified crash out. My bad. My bad, fam. It looks blue now. Kind of. I'm semi-transparent because I guess there's green tones in my skin. Like, you can see the redness in my cheeks, right? But then, since my skin is also kind of transparent, I guess that means that there is green in my face. Now you can look at you and the sea at the same time. Congratulations! Look at me more! Color theory is whack. I know, right? Weird because wife is basically untouched. You know what? True. I think the coloring in my legs is just different from how my face is. Then again, my hands are also visible. Well, besides the one that gets covered by the accessory on the side. Well, you can never normally see that one, but like my hand is also fine. I don't know why it's just my face. Are there greens in my face? Am I sick? Am I just constantly nauseous? Am I learning this lore about myself? Am I just constantly nauseous? Am I always like 2 steps away from vomiting? Today we learn new things. Sick Victorian child, Yuno. I mean, if I actually am from older Japan, I guess I could be sick. Sick and dying. Onigashima is actually just quarantined. So true. I'm just always sick. Baby cough. Turns out coffee beans do count, but Yuno refused to give it up. I always have tummy hurt because I drink the coffee. Alright, let's stop this. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to turn this off. I want to go back to being normal. Let's get this chroma key away. Wow, flashbang. Yuno Hanaki jump scare at full color. You were normal! Yes. I know that's hard to believe, but yes, I was. Okay, and then... Yes, sir. There we go. Yellow. I'm back to normal. What's your favorite coffee? Iced coffee. How is the afterlife? Kind of crazy. Hi, normal. Hi. Are the thighs normal too? We have to check. Oh, you're right. We should make sure that my legs came back in one piece. I don't know who that greenless imposter was. Greenless is such a phrase. Wife check. She's fine. If anything, she does look more vibrant now. I think maybe it did take some green out of my legs, but it just made me look super pasty. I just looked very, very pasty. But I'm okay now. It's all good. We're so back. We're so back. Imagine Yuno getting turned into a ghost and you just see her legs running down the street. If I got turned into a real ghost, you wouldn't see any of me. The only reason I looked like that in that instance was because I removed all of the green from my person. So rather than being turned into a ghost, it's like if someone sucked all of the green color out of my body. Any specific brand? Not really. I'm not super picky with that stuff. I just like the taste of iced coffee. I forgot there was no wife emoji. Yeah, there's no wife emoji here. Honestly, it's because I don't remember where the PNG is. I don't remember where the thighs are. I also don't remember where Yuno Pensive is. That's why you don't have it on this side either. I have to find them. I'm not sure where they went. I don't know where they are. They're not in my normal emotes folder. I think I have them saved somewhere else, but I don't know where. I have it stored before members dissolved. You're telling me that you saved all of the emotes? I don't know if I really appreciate that, but okay, I guess. Meme idea, transparent Yuno in the guy looking at the lady behind because just legs. Why would I be looking at my own just legs? Worst half ghost ever. No flight, no wall phasing. Very gentlemanly set of fans to get very excited about left thighs. Yeah, I wouldn't even be scary. You guys would just be excited because it'd be like, oh, wife, oh my god, oh, wife. Oh, wife. Oh, well, Hitomi got me, Yuno Pensive. So, you could use Yuno Pensive. I don't know where the thighs are, though. I have Yuno pensive on hand. Why do you guys have these things that I never released? Sus. The barista walked to me from the counter like, wow, that's a beautiful drawing, and then stared at my work for 2 minutes. A beautiful green woman truly makes people insane. That's so sweet. I think that more so says something about your art than it does about me. I think that just means that your art is really pretty. The internet is a magical place. Tourney starts soon. Good luck at the tournament. Good luck. Go, fight, win. Be strong. Couldn't do without the inspiration. Oh, stop. Oh, stop it, you. Gosh. Stop it. Okay, so remember how this stream has a small announcement? I'm familiar with the meme. I know which meme you're talking about. The way you first worded it, though, I just thought that you meant that I was gonna be looking back at my own legs, and I was gonna be like, well, why? Anyway, yeah, so small announcement. Small announcement. Please listen. Announcement time. Announcement. I've forgotten, honestly. Well, it's in the title, so I don't know why you forgot. I don't know why you forgot. That's kind of crazy. So, for anniversary, I said this near the beginning of this stream, but I will reiterate. Initially, I was supposed to debut 2.0, and I was supposed to have, like, all of the, like, brand new assets and all of the cool new stuff happening, and it was gonna be big and cool and awesome, but due to circumstances, that is not happening at the intended time. I'm gonna have to push it to a later date. It's very unfortunate. I'm sorry to say. So at first, there was, like, no real plan to have anything going on, really. It was just gonna be a simple, like, reading of the anniversary hashtag, and we were just gonna be chatting, and it was gonna be very low-key, and I was just gonna be like, today I give you nothing, tomorrow I will also give you nothing. Such is life on the Yuno Hanaki channel. I barely do anything besides stream, and, like, participate in other people's stuff, I guess. But circumstances have changed. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. You're not gonna believe this. You're not gonna believe this. You're not gonna believe this, but there's something. Bum ba da bum 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 bum. Boo-boo! Wow. Who is that? Yunomon! It's Pikachu! It's freaking Pikachu! Let's go! Puntable's getting a new outfit. Why are you guys all assuming it's Puntable? Stop. Jigglypuff from above. This guy gets it. But yes! I am going to be having a chibi debut. One of the incentives for the Yunothon was to get a new chibi. So, we're going to count this towards that. While it wasn't what I intended to do for the new chibi, we are going to count this as the reward so that I can check something off of the list, the very, very long list of things that I owe. But yes, so tomorrow, instead of having the full 2.0 debut, we are instead going to have a chibi debut. Small announcement, I see what you did there. Yeah, see? You get it now. You get it now. I said small announcement because it's for a chibi. But yes, we have a new chibi that will be coming very, very soon. Huh, interesting, huh? What a cute little silhouette. What a cute little creature. I wonder what she looks like. Crazy. Small size, big energy. Well, yeah, it's still gonna be hype. While it's not the debut of our dreams, it is still a debut nonetheless. So I hope that it kind of makes up for The lack of real 2.0. Thought it was the 2.0 for reals. I wish it was. It would have been so cool if I could have baited you and been like, oh guys, oh man, I'm so sorry 2.0 couldn't happen, fucking psych, and then I play a trailer. But no, I would want to actually hype up 2.0. I wouldn't do it the day before. I would not do it the day before. I am many things, but I wouldn't do that. 2.0 is a big deal, you know? I gotta work hard on the marketing for that once the time comes. Lore accurate size? Shut up! Stop! Stop it! That'd be crazy because it would have even surprised me. That would have been insane. Yeah, Hitami probably would have screamed and then she would have forced me into call to scream at me for keeping it from her. She looks like a good bean. I hope you continue to think so. But yeah, it's not gonna be anything too fancy. It's just gonna be the reveal of the chibi and then like still reading like the tag. But I will probably use this chibi a lot as part of like the overall celebrations. Can you go into a good spot? Thank you. But yes, after this stream, the waiting room for the anniversary should be up and ready. I still have some prep I have to do. Who's that, OniMon? No! It's Yunomon! Anything too fancy, it's a chibi with a tuxedo. Girls in suits! Girls in suits! Girls in suits! Wouldn't that be crazy? That hair does go all the way up. Does it? I don't know how much you can really glean from this silhouette. I don't really know if you can glean much of anything, to be honest with you. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Black Yuno or violet Yuno? Poofy maybe, obviously a cat. Meow. Yes, you're right, that's my brand. I'm rebranding into a cat. Surprise. I'm matching my wife. I'm matching my wife. You caught on. That's the surprise. After redacted yellow Yuno and pink Sakura Yuno and Yununa blue Yuno. All of these plans for pretty colors. I'm so excited to experiment with color more with all my models, though. I love experimenting with color. It's fun. Actually, I should leave it on screen. Anyway, yes. Chibi! A new creature. And like I said, I will probably be using this chibi, like, a lot. Like, a lot. Don't be surprised if you see it so much you wonder if it's just gonna be the new default until 2.0 is ready. I mean, I will probably still occasionally use the other chibi, like PhD, and I will probably still occasionally use 1.0, like for more, I don't want to say serious streams, but for more like certain streams, I guess. I will probably still use OG, but don't be surprised if this chibi gets used a lot, because she's very cute. That's the only spoiler you get, I guess, besides the silhouette, because she's very cute. Bring back Puntable? No. Puntable, unfortunately, because of how I have decided to portray her, is a pain in the ass to be for an entire stream. I honestly barely like pulling her out for bits. It's kind of just a pain. I can do it. It's just like Puntable is very much a creature, and that's an energy that can be difficult to maintain for an entire stream. I can practically see how she looks in my head now thanks to that hint. Yeah, dude. You can see everything with your special eyes. A Yunomon on OniMon, correct. Although she's gonna be debuting on a Tuesday. Unathon wheel goal. Well, it was part of the overall, like, incentives, not necessarily a wheel. Unless you're saying for future Yunothons, she will be able to show up as a wheel spin. Which I guess is technically true. 20-minute puntable redeems were fun for the wheel. Yeah, that's basically kind of what puntable is best suited for. She's good for, like, occasionally showing up to be a little gremlin. Although I think I would do it for less time next time. Maybe 10 minutes instead of 20. Because unfortunately, a lot of times, I would still be stuck in puntable mode when I would get raided during the Yunothon. And I'd be stuck having to greet people and talk to and, like, continue talking as puntable. Because I am one to commit to a bit. And that kind of made me feel very cringe. Like, I didn't want people to think that a VTuber, like, raided an actual baby. It kind of made me feel like I was gonna die. So, probably less time if I ever do another Donathon event with the creatures on the wheel. I do admit I found it funny when that happened. I'm glad you guys find the entertainment in it. I'm glad you guys think it's funny. I don't. I want to make real friends. I don't want to make my friends uncomfortable by acting like a real child. Because it's actually happened before where Kaya has literally DM'd me in the middle of streams to be like, why are you talking like a kid? Why are you acting like a kid? What is this weird roleplay? And I was just like, oh, I forgot real people that I think are cool are watching this baby. And so, we gotta have a bit more of a limiter on that. Puntable until next raid redeem? Dude, that could mean I'd be stuck as puntable for like 6 hours. That would be hell on earth. People looking into the Yuno Hanaki channel and being like, who is this sassy lost child? More like they follow their Oshi into this raid for some random green woman and are expecting a green woman, and instead they see this child who's just like, wow, thank you so much for the raid. Do you have cookies? If you're gonna show up in this room, you should at least give me cookies. Also, these are my keys. You can't take them. They're my keys. You can't have them. Puntable for the next raid for team. No! I'm not greeting people who raid me as puntable. Those are our keys? No. The keys are ours, they're literally not. Speaking of keys, I feel like it's been a while because I don't want any of these platforms to think I'm actually a child. Platforms are getting a lot stricter about, like, age verification and about, like, making sure there are no children or, like, having to, like, verify your age in order to protect children better. I don't want any of my shit flagged as being for kids. I am not a streamer that's for kids. I am not. I refuse. So I don't want to make any content that could possibly cater to that sort of audience. I can forge puntable an ID? No. I appreciate the offer? No. But yeah, there will be no jingling of keys. I don't want any platform to think that my streams are for children with having you guys act like babies. We are grown-ass adults here. So unfortunately, that bit does have to die. Same with most of Puntable. Puntable can come out for very specific occasions because it is pretty obvious that she is a character that I do for the bit. But, like, I can't do entire streams as Puntable, and probably just can't do any of the, like, baby talk to chat. Might that be why YouTube did nuke you? I doubt it, personally. I really don't think that's why. Like, assuming that they do some sort of assessment of my channel to, like, see the things that I've streamed, maybe in the past they were like, huh. But I think, like, in the other times that I have applied where I wasn't using Puntable, there just would not have been enough, like, evidence in my multi-hour long VODs for them to think, ah, this is a child. This is run by a kid. Personally, I think the issue is the fact that I am a digital creator. Like, the fact that I'm a VTuber might be part of the issue. Because, again, part of the issue that happened with my AdSense was that they were having a hard time verifying my government information. So, like, my government alias. I don't know what else to call it. I think it was primarily like that information that seemed to be not getting approved. So, I think like the issue is the fact that they can't really verify that I am the person operating the anime girl. Like, I think that might be why. But that said, I don't know why it has worked for everyone else besides me. Like, I don't know how everyone else was able to verify in a way that I can't, if that's really the case. But I honestly don't know. That's my guess. I don't know. This is me spitballing. I truly have no idea. All I know is that the issue seems to be with my personal info. So, I don't know. Let's say something totally unhinged that YouTuber members were adults, or just type some gobbledygook about investing money in insurance plans. You said they perma-tagged your info. Not a full perma-tag. It basically just means that, like... I don't know how to word this, really. Because the consultant that I was speaking to also isn't entirely sure if this really is the reason. It's just a guess on his side as well. But, like, the way it works is that, like, because it's tied to my personal information, I would not be able to make an AdSense for a different channel. Because, like, they would just see that it's my info and be like, ah, this is still wrong. And so they would not approve that either. It's not so much like a full permanent mark, because there is, like, technically a chance that I could fix it. I just don't know what part of my information Google thinks I'm getting wrong. That's kind of the main thing. And I could only enter my own information perfectly so many times before I just get tired of getting rejected. And again, this is all just like a theory. We really don't know if that's specifically it, because the tag that I have on my account is just like, I just don't get monetization back and they're never going to tell me why. It could literally be anything. We'll never really know until we become the Shadow YouTube gang. Very true. You probably would not know unless you were somehow part of the group of people that have to verify accounts. And then you could actually see the rejection get passed, because they are the only ones who know. Hello, oh, Hanaki. Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you are having a good day so far. All things are good. Yippee, yippee. Did you hear about people on YouTube getting false copyright claims from bots and YouTube demonetizing their channels? Yes. Well, in those situations, it's usually like strikes rather than just demonetization. Sometimes it's demonetization of a video, but from what I've seen, it seems like some of those issues are causing like full-on like strikes on channels, and strikes are much more harmful. I honestly do still get flagged with content ID for things that I post, even though I'm not in the partner program. It's just like, this video is not going to be monetized once you become a partner, and I'm just like, wow, thanks. That sucks. Obviously, me, who's not really planning to apply for the partner program again anytime soon. Wow, that sucks. Once, haha, good one, YouTube. No monetization. Ah, shucks. Oh, shucks. Rats. For real, that's basically how I looked at it. YouTube is like baseball. The umpire is bought and 3 strikes, you're out. Yeah. The 3-strike program. Although apparently they're implementing a thing where people who were previously expelled from the partner program and had their like channels like bogged or whatever are apparently going to be given the option to
Thank you so much.
reapply for partner and get approved. Like they're going to be able to reinstate their previously deleted channel. But it's only after it's been like a year since you got bonged and you have to like prove that you've learned your lesson. I don't know how they're going to measure this metric. But I heard that that's something that they're going to be introducing soon. Like they're going to make it so that people who were expelled from the platform can come back if it's been a long enough time. And they can prove that they've grown. And I'm just like, that seems like a slippery slope. I personally am not a big fan of it. I can see why some people would think that it's good. Like for the people that were wrongly terminated for XYZ reason. But I think that it's a very slippery slope that we could end up going down of people being like, please, I'm a changed person. And then the minute they're back, they're like, what up, bitches? Guess who the fuck came back? You know? I don't really have much faith. Conrad, thank you for the $4.20 tip. Haha, nice. Free Yuno's monetization, YouTube. They will not, but I do appreciate it. Yuno should be the judge. I mean, if they had a very clear set of like rules to look out for, I could probably do it. I've done a lot of evaluation type work before. So I could do it if I had the list of what I should actually be looking for. And I would try to have no biases. But the keyword is try. But yeah, that's a feature I do not have much faith in, so... Dies of Cringe Part 2. We'll see how that shit show goes. They posted about something else they're doing for live streams today too. Oh right, it was something about making it easier to make streams that were once public become members only for some reason. But that feels very strange. I feel like that's not that hard to do now. Like, it's literally just a button. Obviously, I don't have it anymore because I don't have members. But, like, it's literally just, like, a drop-down button in, like, the drop-down menu. You just go from making it public to members only, and then boom, it's members only. So I don't really know what they mean by that. I didn't read the breakdown because I don't have members active. But I just thought that was kind of weird. Why do they keep making changes to things that don't really need to be changed? They can make live streams go from public to members during stream? Oh. I still think that's weird. But I guess if it's during stream, I can see the value in that. Because it is true that I don't think you can change the visibility of a stream technically while it's live right now. So I guess it's a way to preview, like, oh, this first part of the stream is public, but now I'm getting to the part that's for members only. And then you switch it to members only, and then everybody gets hit with the, if you want to see this, you have to become a member. I guess. But, like, people are starting to, like, not enjoy members content anymore. Have you seen that, like, some of the bigger YouTubers are, like, telling people to not become members for some reason? Because people are getting annoyed that the YouTube algo is, like, pushing members videos to people. Like, videos that are, like, currently still members only. I thought that was fascinating. I've only seen, like, 2 really big YouTubers talk about it, so I guess it's not, like, everybody. But it's interesting that it's becoming, like, a complaint that people have. And, like, a lot of people, well, again, I shouldn't say a lot of people. In these instances, these 2 people have been like, stop being a member to me. YouTube's a weird platform. And I'm just like, interesting. It gets annoying. That is true. I noticed that I'm getting pushed member streams from like 3 years ago. Right. I think the reason that they're pushing it is because they're trying to get people to want to become members. Because it's like, ooh, look at this members only content. Don't you want to become a member? That keeps happening to me. There's like a VOD from Isla-sama's members that keeps getting pushed to me. And I'm just like, thanks. I'm not planning to watch this. This is from like 2 months ago. I do get members only recs for channels I was a member to due to gifts, so it's only in situations where you get a gift membership? Interesting. But no, I did have that problem a lot on one of my other accounts. Like, my non-VTuber account was getting pushed a lot of members only content for like other channels that I was subscribed to, and I was like, huh? Weird. But then it like stopped for a while. I've seen some big streamers, not VTubers, say they've been disappointed in their own member output since it's unfeasible most times, so they just ended it, which is based. Very true. I think it's important to understand that you can't fulfill rewards to members. So you either have to make the change to the tiers so that it does become possible for you to give some sort of reward, or you have to, like, take the L and close it. Member streams I get pushed or channels I have membership in or got a gift membership to. Interesting. Right. But like they were all talking about how lately on YouTube they've been getting pushed members only videos and it's like just like clogging up the algo because now they can't like actually watch anything, but it like shows you that the video exists. And I guess like in some ways that is kind of like sharing content that's supposed to be private to members to non-members, which kind of defeats the purpose of a membership, I think was their main argument. The other day they released some press release saying they were going to add a streaming option to playables, which is such a trip to read. They talked about how it's going to address discoverability for streamers, and I read that and was like, literally how though? I think what they're trying to do is make it better for shorts streamers to have discoverability, because like one of the other things that they changed was the like, now on our side, we can simultaneously stream horizontally and vertically. Like there's an option to just automatically stream vertically from the YouTube side. And I know that also one of the things they're changing with shorts streaming in particular is that you can do like live reactions to content that is on YouTube. And I believe that the streamable, the playables. The playables are supposed to be part of that because you're supposed to be able to easily play the game on the YouTube service and then like stream it to your audience, I think is what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it so that way if you are a vertical only streamer, you can also play a game. I think that's the angle. But it's weird. Cause like, I don't really know people who actively play any of the playables. And then I also don't know anybody who would also want to stream the playables unless it was to dunk on how bad the playables are, because they're mostly bad. They're like almost entirely bad. When I could afford memberships regularly, I mostly got it for support and to use the emotes. That's very fair. I don't miss the shorts meta. It seems like they're trying to push for it to come back with all the changes they're trying to make to shorts streaming. Anyway, rest assured, Yuno Hanaki channel is probably not going to stream vertically. I had my time with it. I really tried to push it because management was like breathing down our necks to use it to our advantage as much as we could. I had my time with it. I don't want to use it anymore. Short streaming is kind of scary. Vertical, you know, would mean more thighs. I mean, not really. My vertical setup wasn't necessarily for thigh cam. It could be. I did have a vertical stream where I only showed thighs because I wanted to see if it would do anything for my numbers. It didn't. For as much as you guys talk about how much you love my thighs, it did nothing for my numbers. Can you even do a vertical stream on Twitch? Not right now, I don't think, but I remember that they were toying around with the idea. They have that thing with like the Twitch stories, right? And those are vertical. Twitch also has an option with clips for you to edit it so that it has a vertical format so that you can more easily make like a short or a TikTok out of Twitch clips. I would not be surprised if they wanted to experiment with like a full vertical stream in the future. But the problem is Twitch mobile sucks balls as an app, so they're gonna have to like rework their app in order to make that actually viable. Yuno would stream vertically, but her model horizontally so no one wins. Oh my god, that would be the stream of all time. You're so right. The one time I go back to shorts is just to do that stream. And then I laugh at everybody who complains. Did something for me, bunk. I like the self-bunk. That's pretty funny. But yeah, it didn't really do anything to net like new viewers, and that was the main reason that we were getting kind of pushed to do shorts content. They wanted us to do stuff that would make number go up, and for me, number didn't really go up. Although I will say, unfortunately, a lot of my most popular streams are streams from when shorts meta was popping off. On my YouTube anyway. I don't really have a good gauge for how my Twitch streams have done because the VODs get deleted. We need more numbers. More numbers! Do you guys think if I really do push 2.0 debut to February, do you think that I could get to 16K by then? That'd be kind of cool. I would want to aim for something higher, but with the things that I stream, I don't think I can dream of any higher than 16K. Who knows? Maybe. Very true. Maybe. Maybe even 17K? No. 17K is not possible. I've been stuck at 15K for a while. I don't think I'm going to get to 16K, to be honest. I don't foresee it. But it would be nice if I could, even if the number is kind of useless with my lack of monetization. The numbers! The 16.9K in meme there for a while, that's fair. That's very fair and valid. Never say never, you will on Twitch. I want to get bigger on Twitch. Discoverability is hard. The thing about Twitch is that the only way to increase your numbers is to just promote your Twitch on other platforms, and I'm just like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. Nihon kara konnichiwa. Konnichiwa! 違うかも。おはようございます。白いです。よろしくお願いします。よろしくI think that's 登録？登録しました？ I'm learning to read some kanji, but unfortunately it's mostly kanji related to streaming. 日本人ですか？日本人じゃないです。鬼ヶ島から住んでいました。Whoops. Sorry, my spoken is a little bit difficult. Yonko Joseph. No, no, no. Don't say that. I changed the Yuno dubbing. Yuno suddenly speaks Japanese. I know a little bit. Skoshi, but not Jozu. Not very Jozu. どのぐらい日本語を勉強したんですか？小学生ぐらい。I don't know how to translate what I want to say. 大学に勉強しました。けど Ima benkyou shite imasen.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Do not say Eigo Jozu. Ay. At least it's not Gomi level. I mean, I'm trying to not be. I always get so embarrassed when I'm put on the spot. I understood 10% of what dubbed Yuno said. Good job! You're studying a little bit. Why are you dying? Why are you being so mean to me? I'm trying my best. Kimi wa genki? Genki desu. Yes. Daniel Smith, thank you for the $6.90 tip. Haha, nice. Get Josued Otaku. You guys are so mean. Can you just be nice for once? I'm not confident enough to speak anything. I honestly get very nervous when it comes to speaking. I am very rusty. I understand what you're saying, though, word for word. Yes, because I'm using very simple sentences. Very simple. When it comes to listening, I am better. I'll be nice for the anniversary. You've got 128 minutes of danger left. That's crazy. And also very specific. That's highly specific. We tried being nice the other day. You did. You did indeed try. But that was sus. The way you did it was very sus. Next trivia murder party typing should be in Japanese. Hey, I can type in Japanese too, though. I have like an alternative keyboard for JP typing, so I could do it. Will I remember all of the words that I need? Probably not, but I would do my best. Words per minute? In JP? No idea. Only you, rest of us in English. But if it's only me, I would have to type in. If I have to type in Japanese, you guys would also only be hearing JP audio. What do you mean? If I type in Japanese to the English spoken audio, of course it's gonna flag me. It's gonna be like, what? What's sus in Japanese? Ayashi. Well, I guess that's the full word, suspicious. I don't know how you would shorten it to be like a slang term. But like ayashi, I think is usually like suspicious. Tabun ne? Tanko wa muzukashi. My vocab. It's so rusty. Ugh. I was practicing the other day. I was like practicing my handwriting, but I really need to get back into like listening and practicing it more in other ways. I was practicing my handwriting so I could try to get better at kanji. I have a kanji practice book. I feel Ashi has the flavor, but that's probably a different world. Ashi, that's... it's not foot, is it? Is it hand or foot? No, hand is te, so I think Ashi is actually foot. So you saying Ashi has the flavor is a little bit cringe. Oishi? No. Subarashi is also not correct. How's your day going? Good. Today is... okay. I'm chilling. Ugh. Ashi Oshi? Pushing feet? What is happening? Ashi can be either foot or leg. Ah, right, yes. That is true. Watashi no Nihongo wa hontou ni gomi desu. Don't say gomi. If you want to actually say that it's not good, you would have to say heta. Was gonna write something in Japanese and I forgot I have a new PC and haven't configured my keyboard. No, it's Jover. You can't be a weeb. How unfortunate. Now that we've discovered you have no toenails either, it's a bit kimoy. Oh, it's extremely kimoy. It's okay. We'll be safe. 2.0 has toenails. And fingernails. She has both. It's awesome. It's so nice to be a fully fledged individual. I can't say human because I'm not human. But like, I'm like fully fledged. There isn't stuff that's half finished. Fully fleshed. Yes, true. I did voice impressions in French. Oh, that's really cool. Neat. I'm not really a voice impressionist. I like voice acting, but I don't really consider myself good at impressions. I always thought that like being an impressionist like was a cool skill, but I also didn't really think it would get me anywhere in terms of actually being a voice actor back in the days when I wanted to be one. So I'd always kind of avoid it. But like, I guess it means that you're ready should the current voice actor of that character in that language no longer be able to voice the character. You can step in and be like, I've got this. That's something that I've always thought was kind of cool. Kimi no ashi o miseru kudasai. You're wrong. You would have to say misete in order to ask me to do something. So no. What do you mean you do a good puntable impersonation? What are you talking about? That's not an impersonation. That's literally CV baby. Oh. Oh shit. I'm gonna get it early. Sorry. I just got a message that my Pokemon copy is shipping out, and it says that it's expected by Wednesday. It's gonna come Wednesday. Oh shit. Go off. God damn, I guess we get a Wednesday stream. I never learned verb conjugation. Well, then that's a skill issue. You gotta get good at that. Jouzu ni naro ne. I don't know why I thought about 2.0. God, if it was a surprise, fully finished 2.0, I think I'd probably pee. Yuno-chan no futo momo daisuki. Yeah? 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 I see. Naruhodo ne. She's gonna 3.14 on us. Maybe not a good idea for Wednesday. Nintendo bonks for early leaks. Tell that to the entirety of Twitter. Everybody has gotten their copy of the game early and has been playing and like posting full HD screenshots of things happening in the game. Tell it to those people. I literally can't be on Twitter right now besides like the 1 or 2 times that I post a day, because being on Twitter for more than 2 minutes means that I'm going to get smacked with a ZA spoiler. And I am mad about it. I don't care if people think that it doesn't matter. I will literally scream. Will you be demoing it with a personal save file before the stream save file? I guess if I can't stream it on Wednesday, I would probably just play by myself. I guess I could make a separate stream save. That'll make it hard to do online, though. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. Yuno-chan wa tokidoki kawaii desu. Tokidoki? Tokidoki te nani? Nani yitten da yo? Doushite tokidoki? Mainichi. Mainichi kawaii. To itte kudasai. I've literally seen almost everything. I'm so mad. It's even coming from inside the house. People that I'm like actually friends with have been posting spoilers, and I'm just like, can you not? Yuno-chan wa kyou kawaii janai desu. What? Doushite? Zurui. Mainichi, mainichi, ijiwaru. Ijime dame yo. How dare you? That's what I'm saying. Rude. Anyway. But yeah, that's cool. I guess I'm getting my copy on Wednesday. Hell yeah, dude. Well, currently that's the guess. That's like the approximation, but it just shipped out, so I have faith. I see the cold knight? No. If I was truly acting like a cold knight, I would be saying that I'm not cute. But I am actually saying right now that I am cute every day. And I'm mad that you guys are saying that I'm not. There's been a possible Giga leak by someone who apparently hacked Nintendo for future Pokemon projects. Yeah, I heard. One of Hitomi's friends apparently posted every single quote-unquote project title that was released. They just like posted it very openly in like a group chat, so she saw all of it. Apparently it is leaked up to 2030. Pokemon projects up until 2030. Apparently. That said, I'm not entirely sure of the legitimacy. I don't know if Hitomi is entirely sure either, but I hold that kind of thing with like a grain of salt. I'm just like, I don't think that's true. Also, if you hacked Nintendo, Nintendo wouldn't know. They aren't the ones fully responsible for the Pokemon IP. You would have to hack the Pokemon Company or Game Freak. Cool Knights are cute. Isla-sama is not. She's cool. Well, she wants to say that she's cool, but most Cool Knights try to call her cute anyway. Because they are a different kind of down bad. Kaya is more of a tsundere than Yuno is? Yes. I have moments of tsundere, don't get me wrong. But like, I think Kaya is more tsundere than me. I personally think I can be quite cute, but it's on my terms. Try to. Noe successfully call her cute. Well, she doesn't accept it though, so I don't think that's successful. With the improvement of AI for visuals, it's getting harder to tell. I guess that's true, but like, I don't know. I honestly don't think AI has really made that many leaps and bounds visually yet. At least not enough to be concerned. But like, people are going to act like they have leaks all the time because they want to get like clicks and number go up. So that's why I don't necessarily believe that this person could have truly leaked every project. I'm just like, I don't think so, Chief. You can say that if you want, but I don't think so. I'll believe it when I see it, basically. Like if we start seeing more things release like officially from officially during like Pokemon Presents or whatever that match whatever the leaks were, then I guess we could believe it, but meh. In Nihongo, OniMon would be Getsu Yunobi. Wouldn't it be just Getsu Yoni instead of Yuno? Because it's Onigashima Monday, so Getsu Yoni. In order to have like the similar kind of pun. Yuno is Tsukomi Dere. If there's a possible like trait, not fully Tsukomi, but if there's a girl that is like a Tsukomi that is a Dere type, then yeah, that's me. Deadpan Dere. Not quite Kudere, but like deadpan Tsukomi. The kanji would match? They would. Yes. That's why I said it. Getsu Yoni. Honestly, probably would have been a better option, but even though we were the Japanese themed gen, management didn't really want us making too many like Japanese word choices. It was very strange. Because they were constantly saying things like, oh, you don't have to choose a Japanese name, or like, oh, your unit doesn't have to have a Japanese name, and all of that stuff. And we were just like, we're literally a JP unit. And then they turned around and were like, oh, you guys can't, you guys have to stick with the Japanese theming. And we were like, huh? What? You could get by accident the wrong demographic of people, I suppose. My favorite Miaoon member, Mary Smith. Japanese themed and cater only to EN speakers. Well, that's because they wanted us to like cater to the audience that the company was trying to target, and the company was trying to target like international audiences. You know, they weren't really intending to cater to JP audiences all that much. The company was always intended to go wider, particularly like English speaking. So they didn't want us to lean too hard into the Japanese aesthetic, and then they turned around again and were like, but also keep your Japanese theming. And we were like, what? Okay, sure. It was a little confusing. I changed the dubbing again. This is now the Yasmin Harris channel. Yasmin? Come on. We've said this before. If I was going to have like a really silly like English dub name, it was gonna be frickin' Yolanda. Yolanda from Mialoon? No, I don't even think we'd be allowed to keep Mialoon. I think we'd have to call it literally like Honeymoon. Yolanda. YouTube auto dubbing is hit or miss. I suppose that's true. I never want to enable it though. I hate the auto dub. I think it's so bad. As much as it was a struggle with having offices in Japan, in hindsight, I think it was a blessing. Vague gestures. Yolanda Harrison. What a name. Crazy. Although I guess by all accounts, because I was considering the names Belle and Fiona, I guess I could have also just been like Belle. Belle Blossom. Or like Fiona. What's a funny way to say ogre, but like cutesy? Oh, Harrison. Oh, Harrison is crazy. That's crazy. Oh, Harrison. Ogie. Fiona Ogie. Is she Irish now? Top of the morning to you laddies. Oh, Harrison. Fiona sounds like a name that would fit Feline's design. It could. I think I like Feline though, because of like the implications. The Mialoon Spice Girls, Jasmine, Catnip, and Paprika. That's crazy. That hello worked way too well. Please don't do it again. Okay, I don't even remember what I did, to be honest. It happened like 2 seconds ago, so I don't remember.
Anyways.
I can't believe I got confirmation that it's coming Wednesday. I honestly did not think it was going to ship early, but I guess since a lot of people have been getting theirs early, I shouldn't be too surprised. I think people who got the Switch 2 version have to wait to closer for actual release day. So I've heard, because I think a lot of the reason these early screenshots and stuff have been coming out is because people got their copies early. So people have been leaking, because it's like, well, it's my official copy, so that means I can leak. Amazon delivery for me? No. According to Hitomi, if you pre-order through Amazon, it tends to come a little bit later. And I don't know if Hitomi's gotten an update on hers yet. She pre-ordered hers through Amazon. I used a different service provider. That's why I was surprised to see this email. Usually they're pretty good about sending like right on release day, like the official release day. So I'm actually pleasantly surprised that it's going to be early. But also, I don't know. The current estimate is early. It could always end up getting pushed back. Sumac is a purple spice. Sumac these nuts. Got him. Awesome. Sumac. Instead of having a greeting, if my name was Sumac, I would just say, "Oh yeah, Sumac," every time I end stream. Can confirm Amazon usually gives me my pre-orders 2 days after. It's the main reason I stopped pre-ordering from them. That's fair. I think Hitomi wasn't sure like where to look, or like usually does it through Amazon. Because she also expressed regret after I mentioned that I was using a different service. She was like, "Oh, maybe I should have done that." But yeah, I don't know if she's gonna get her copy in time. Or like, close to release. Lavender for vibes, purple lily for women. That's so true. The Yuri flower. What Pokemon are we getting? Whatever Pokemon are available in Legends ZA. You're not going to try a blind Soul Link with Hitomi, are you? No. No, I'm not. We do try to make our characters around the same time. We have a bit of a trend of like starting the game at the exact same time, but like we don't fully sync up. We just try to start around the same time, so we both kind of have that similar experience of like, whoa, first time playing the game, yippee yippee. But it's not like a Soul Link or anything. Did you see what Kaya saw earlier? Please don't remind me. I'm actually so upset that that got spoiled for me because she posted it. I'm like genuinely upset about it. I don't want to talk about it. That's what I meant earlier when I said that some of the spoilers have been coming from inside the house. I'm really upset. I don't like getting spoiled for things, and I really don't like leaks. I really don't like any of this stuff. It makes me really upset when it happens. And people aren't tagging it, and people are just posting it. So I get forced to see. It'd be one thing if it was tagged, because I could at least hide the hashtag or hide the words, but people aren't using the same words when they talk about it. So things keep slipping through the filters. I'm angry. So because of things like this, I have been avoiding social media, basically. And I will be continuing to avoid social media for the rest of time until I beat the game. Because I'm pissed off that this keeps happening to me. And it's happened on my other accounts. Like my alt accounts also all will get hit by freaking spoilers. I'm there for like 2 minutes and then everything's like, oh, spoiler, oh, leak, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, stop, leave me alone. That sounds very healthy. Yeah, for like all I'm complaining, I'm glad that this means that I don't have to touch social media. For once I am free from the confines of Twitter. Get me the fuck out. But it's just like, not a single space that I have is safe. I'd recommend going off the grid on YouTube too. Spoiler thumbnails. Trust me, I do not stay on my homepage on YouTube very long. I just go right to the dashboard so that I can set up waiting rooms and then I close it. I'm barely using any internet. I can't. I have to like cover my face all of the time. I can't do it, dude. I can't do this shit no more. I can't do this shit no more. Leak or league? Leak with a K. When you need a break, I'll start posting random spoilers. No. Oh. Touch grass until Wednesday. I have anniversary. I have to still be on socials for that at least. Well, luckily that means I just can't check Twitter at all during stream. I'll only be there to check the hashtag and then I'll be out. Kind of random, but this reminds me of when people spoiled Star Wars on the Smash Brothers Miiverse stage. That's crazy. People get suggestions on the YouTube homepage. I don't know what I changed, but the homepage is blank for me. Weird that it's fully blank, but yeah, the homepage has like a grid of like recommended videos, like suggestions and recommendations. Most of the time, they're not even from people that I'm subscribed to. It's just like random people. Like I also get a lot of suggestions for like VTubers who only have like 1 or 2 viewers at a time, and I'm just like, that is a very niche suggestion, YouTube. Thanks. But yeah, for me, my VTuber YouTube account mostly gets recommendations for other VTubers, like other people that are like streaming or people who like post videos or whatever. And then occasionally like music stuff. For a while, it was showing me a lot of Infinity Nikki because that was my hyperfixation. Now it's not showing me that. My main YouTube, unfortunately, has caught the Pokemon bug because I watch a lot of Pokemon video essays and like lore analyses and stuff because I like lore. And so I have to avoid my main YouTube account. Dying and crying and dying and crying. I'm glad my For You page on Twitter is all about Mizu5 and Furina's birthday, so I'm on the verge of feeling completely miserable with all the suffering on one side and happy because Furina, yippee! Ah, yeah, Mizu5. Congratulations, EN server, for getting access to Musu 5. Enjoy hell, 07. You have your watch history on, which is why you're getting them. Well, yeah. Yes, I do have a watch history. Why would I not? I completely love Mizuki, so yeah, I'm in hell. I also love Mizuki. Mizuki is my favorite in Prosecca. I don't actively play Prosecca anymore, but I did lock the fuck in when Mizu 5 came out. Explains mine then. Oh, do you have your watch history turned off? Makes sense then. Can't give you any recommendations if you don't have a history to track. She's just pink and gorgeous and pink. I like her for her character too. I think her character is super intriguing and fun. But I also do love her pink coloration. All of her very pretty outfits. She's gorgeous. I love her. Speaking of YouTube feeds and shorts meta, Yuno should do a thumb dance challenge so it appears on my thumb dance challenge. I'll go. I will not. Thanks for the suggestion, though. But I won't do that. Her character is him fucking fantastic. Correct. She's a good girl. I love her.
My best girl.
I really like Nigo as an entire unit, though. Because I love Kanade. I love Mafuyu. I love Enna. They are my favorite. It's between them, and then I also like More Jump, and then I also like Vivid Bad Squad. Those are my 3 faves. If you made me choose one, though, I would probably choose Nigo. Someone talked me into seeing the Miku who couldn't sing in theaters with no context about Prosecca, and I was like, this is fun, I have no clue what's going on. That's fair. I haven't seen the movie yet. I hear good things, however. I love the 4 of them, and I hate how I can relate to every single one of them to a degree. They are the depression group, for sure. Did you see the latest Prosecca concert thingy? Not really. Like, I'm a very passive Prosecca fan at this point. I played a little bit when it came out in JP. I played a little bit again when it came out in EN. And then I just kind of fell out of it. It was kind of destroying my phone. The game was like... It was one of those games that I tried to play, but my phone was starting to, like, really show signs of old age. So anytime I played Prosecca, it would, like, cause my phone to, like, literally heat up really bad, and it was like a freaking hot rock in my hand. So I was like, well, I guess I can't really play this much anymore. If I ever get a better phone, maybe I would restart it, but The movie is fantastic. I got out of the theater room crying like a baby, and a friend saw me going out because he was entering next. Oh no, it's like that meme of like the 2 cars driving past each other and looking at each other like, huh? Huh? That was literally what happened. It's you crying and your friend being like, oh no, that's about to be me. Install external fans on your phone. No, that's not gonna be enough, unfortunately. That will not be enough, unfortunately. My phone really is just too old. I have a Pixel 7 Pro and that gets hot. If yours is older, then I could definitely see that as an issue. I don't know if it's older. I don't really pay attention to, like, phone history. But the phone that I was using for Prosecco was an iPhone 8. So that's the age. Damn, that's ancient. I know, I've been saying this. And I have been saying this. I got a new phone for VTubing because I needed to have the proper camera. It's not really new though. It's like the oldest-ish possible option that has the proper face tracking for the model. It is the oldest possible one for that, which I think means this is a 10? Or is it a 12? I don't think it's a 12. I don't remember. But it's like the oldest possible one that has the tracking features. So, yeah. My shit old. It old. I had an 8 before I upgraded. It would overheat playing RuneScape Mobile. Fair. Yeah, it's definitely on its last legs. Today, I got breakfast delivered, and it literally was on the charger while it was on low battery, but because it was expelling energy while charging at the same time, it still died. I was just like, that is a sign that this thing is really about to frickin' collapse. It is truly reaching the point of no return. But I don't have the money for an upgrade, so I'm just like, frick. That battery is cooked. It is. It's very cooked. It's never been more Jover. It does still hold a charge relatively okay, though. Like, I try to be really careful about not charging it too often to try and preserve the battery as much as I can. Like, I charge it when it needs to be charged, obviously, but I try to not, like, overcharge it, and I really try to avoid using it while it's charging. Battery replacements are a thing that requires going to a shop. No. Unfortunately, with iPhones, they kind of stopped giving a shit about a lot of the older gens and won't really do battery replacements. If I were to take this dumbass iPhone 8 into a shop, they'd just be like, why? You could literally just get a new phone. Just trade it in. Oh, Hanaki, hello, welcome in. Battery issues are the worst. It's why I start getting worried when I charge my phone daily. Yeah. But like I said, luckily it still holds a charge well enough on its own. It's just that I have to be careful about, like, using it while it's, like, actively charging. I had to in that instance because the battery was already low, but I needed to track the food delivery, so when it started running on low battery, I was like, ah, shit. And then I realized it wasn't charging because it was expelling so much to track the order, and I was like, ah, shit. Pensive. New phones are ridiculously expensive now, over 1K. I know. It's because they keep adding more and more features and making them fancier. It's basically just a pocket computer. So fancy. I don't even need a fancy one, to be honest. I just need, like, one that won't die. So, I don't know. When I go to upgrade, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna get. What I'm gonna get. I do have to upgrade eventually. My aunt has been talking about us getting our upgrades soon. Because we share a phone plan, and we, like, go to the same provider. So, usually whenever it's upgrade time, we just both upgrade our phones at the same time. And then what she does is she has it, like, charged to the phone bill, so the phone bill is a bit higher each month to pay off the phones. And then once the phones get paid off, we're like, yippee! Time for a new one! The endless cycle, you know? The base 17 is surprisingly cost-effective and probably the most feasible out of the newer phones. I've heard good things about it. But yeah, I don't really need a fancy one. I would like one that's in a nice color, but that's just like a personal preference. I don't really need it to be that fancy. Like, the current iPhone I have is like gray, I think? Or did I get the black one? I don't remember. I think it's gray. I don't know because I have a case on it right now. Ice always chilling. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Yes, hello. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, no, I think it's gray. But I have a case on it. I have a Cardcaptor Sakura and Little Twin Stars case. It's very cute. Before this, I had another Cardcaptor Sakura themed case that was like one of those folding ones, so it kind of worked like a wallet. I had all of my cards in there. It was really cute. And it like buttoned up and it like closed over the phone, and it was very nice, but it started like chipping and peeling, so it was no longer really feasible. And then the buckle was like really like chipped and bad, so I was like, oh man, can't really use it anymore. I loved that thing though. I have an alternative case to the one that I currently have on too that I could be putting on my phone, but I haven't really had a reason to switch. I don't really go out, so I don't have a reason to like switch what case I'm using. This one's getting pretty faded, however, so it might be smart to switch at some point. But like also if I'm getting the upgrade, maybe there isn't much of a point. Who knows? I hope I will still be able to find cute cases once I upgrade to a different phone. But then like back to the topic of like if I get one that's a cute color, I guess I'd have to start getting into those transparent cases where you like decorate the inside of the case so that way you can still see the color of the phone, but you get like a little bit of decoration. I don't know. I like having a cute little phone. Pink or purple? That's the eternal debate, isn't it? If you go that route, make sure it has anti-yellowing. Oh, I didn't even know that was a feature. Noted. Luckily, none of my cases have really yellowed. It's just that the color's fading. I think, honestly, as much as I love pink, and I've always wanted like a pretty like baby pink iPhone, because there are like iPhones that have that pretty pink color. I honestly think now I'd be okay with the light purple, because the light purple is really close to my image color. So I don't know. I'm kind of leaning away from pink and looking into getting the purple, because that's good for Boodle. And just imagine the day that I get like a Yuno Hanaki themed phone case, and then you could put it on your pretty purple iPhone. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It would match real good. That would be peak. Unfortunately, that would also make it very obvious that I am me. That would make it very obvious that I am me. Urple to the core. Urple all the way down. Buno phone case win? Maybe. The 17 does have a pastel color, lavender. Yeah, I know. I think that's the one I was looking at that had like the right shade of purple. Also, it's ER, not AR. When you're spelling the word lavender. Yeah, see, that shade is perfect. That shade is like the perfect Yuno Hanaki image color Orpal. It looks so good. It looks so good. God, it really is so expensive. But I want her. But I want her. Wife sticker. Oh, true. Then I would just look like a fan and I could be like, haha, yeah, you know Hanaki, am I right? I don't need a maybe, I need a release date. Well, like, I'm not planning any merch right now, so that's why I can only say maybe. Like, the problem is I don't have any plans for merch, so I can't give you a release date. But I will take note of the fact that you are interested in a phone case, and I'll see how easy that kind of thing would be to make, should I ever be in discussions with people about merchandise. But that's why I can't give you a confirmation. But I won't fully deny it either. Surprise, Dabarachi. Some flies, Tamadachi. Heart eyes, Tamagotchi. Good meme.
Wait.
Surmise, Tamagotchi. Arise, Tamagotchi. Yeah, see, you get it. I know she's Yuno, but I can't prove it. But see, the problem with that meme is that it's a short guy looking up at someone taller. You'd have to reverse it, and so it's like the guy looking down at the short one. I know this small creature is Yuno Hanaki. I just can't prove it right now.
That sounds pretty funny to me.
The second frame is punnable looking back. Yeah. It's probably puntable. Hey, I'm not puntable in real life. Stop. But yeah, someday, purple iPhone, you will be in my hands. And I can finally have a better working phone. I'll probably have to get a more updated phone for my tracking phone as well. At some point. Or more likely what would happen is I would use the new iPhone for as long as I could, and then when it started to like no longer be as useful, I would make it the new VTubing phone. Whenever I upgraded to the next phone after the 17. But with how I use phones, that would take quite a long time. I'm guessing my iPhone 10 would probably explode by then. This was already used when I got it. I didn't bother to get like a new one. I got one that was just like someone else's, and then it was like gently used and like factory reset. So I was like, yeah,
I use this.
But I require probably a better, newer one at some point. Because I do think that there's some like limitations with the fact that this is like the first iteration of the feature. I think there are some like slight limitations based on early software, early hardware also. I remember like a few months back, I saw like someone do a comparison with like the earlier iPhone versus the more recent iPhone's tracking, and it was a lot smoother on the more recent ones. So I was like, oh man. Imagine how smooth my wiggles could be if I had a more updated phone.
Could you imagine?
But I don't want to have the same phone for the tracking be what I use for my like everyday life, because with the amount that I stream, this thing basically always has to be on its charger. Otherwise, we would be... Well, the other alternative would be that I don't use the charger, and then we're always on a stream time limit, and then I can't stream anymore once the battery runs out. But then, like, secondly, it would also mean that I'm just, like, constantly using my IRL phone, which means that it could die if I get, like, a call from a relative or something, and that's cringe. So... I don't want to like having the two separate phones has always been kind of like important to me, because I just feel like that makes it easier, but
I don't know.
I suppose if it came down to it, I would just use the one phone, but me. I could probably just find another like cheaper phone online, like I could just upgrade to like a 12. A gently used iPhone 12 and be like, okay, you're the new tracking phone.
Yippee.
Well, yeah, with how much I stream, I kind of have to have the phone like always charging. It does hold a charge pretty okay still. So that's how I know that it's not dead yet, even though I've been streaming with it for 2 years, going on 2 years. She just called me phone Jeep. Well, what I'm saying is I'd find one that's like used, you know, rather than trying to find a new one. I'd be trying to find one that's been used. Or sell your 8 and X and get the 12 or whatever you decide on using the money from that. I suppose it's also true. I guess there technically isn't a point of keeping the old phones. I've never really done the trade-in stuff before. Onimama and I would always keep our old phones. I'm pretty sure I still have the phone that I used. Oh yeah, no, I definitely do because I saw it in my drawer the other day. I have the phone that I was using before I got the 8. Which is an iPhone 5C. Guess which color? It's the pink one. That one I got my senior year of high school. Maybe my junior year of high school. Junior or senior year. Blue? No, not blue. Onimama had the blue one. We had matching phones. My aunt did not get the 5C with us because she's always had kind of like bad eyesight, so she wanted to get the one that had the big screen. Big screen. So she had a big phone, one of the bigger versions of the 5, I think. But we had the 5C because we liked the colors better. But yeah, we matched. Onimama had the blue, I had the pink. I don't remember if it was new during that time. I just remember I wanted it because it was pink. I was really stubborn about getting a pink phone at that time. And then I had it for quite a while. And I was forced to upgrade to the 8 because I was having so many issues with my old phone. Here's a fun story. I got stranded, like, twice because of that fucking phone. I got stranded in the city twice when I was supposed to be taking a trip back to my hometown in Onigashima. And when I came home, Onimama was so fucking mad at me that she was like, "You are going out tomorrow and getting a new phone." And I was like, "Okay, I'm sorry." She was so mad. Ever heard of NVIDIA Broadcast for tracking? Not sure how resource heavy it could be on your PC though. I can't use it. My graphics card is actually so old that NVIDIA Broadcast doesn't work. I've looked into it, trust. I've looked into it, and unfortunately my PC's too old. My graphics card is like one version before the broadcast tracking started working. Unfortunately. So it does not work. Sag. I looked into it at one point because I thought it would be cool if I could get it to work, but it does not work for me. It is what it is. The saddest a person has ever been when they've been told they're getting a new phone. Well, okay, here's kind of what happened. Without giving too much away about the particular location in Onigashima, let's just say it's the mountains. For the sake of immersion, so that you understand the situation. So it tends to get very cold, right? In this place in Onigashima where I was going to school. So it was a very cold season this particular year. I believe this was my junior year, my 3rd year. And I needed to commute home via bus to come home for break. So I had like my backpack that had all of my like personal like tech and like all of my like more personal belongings on it. I had like a big backpack that I wore, and then I was able to take like one carry-on like suitcase. So I had like a rolling suitcase that had all my clothes so I could do laundry at home. But like it was like a suitcase of clothes, right? But the season was very, very cold, like below 0 temps in Onigashima temps, and very bad wind chill and snow, like a lot of snow, because we're in the mountains. Please understand, for the sake of the immersion. So it's already not a very good season, right? And I have to go to this bus stop like super early in the morning, and wait for a bus to come. And it's very, very cold this particular day. Like, it's below 0, but it's like below 0. And then the wind chill makes it worse, right? Like, it's super fucking cold this day. I'm getting into a rideshare vehicle to go to the stop. I have put in the stop's like address in the rideshare app so that they know where they're taking me. They get to like the general area, but then they can't actually find the stop because they're not sure where it is, and I'm also not quite sure where it is because this is the first time I've had to go to this particular stop. So I can't really help them, and they're getting frustrated because they can't find it. So they give up and they just drop me off in front of a building, and I have to like kind of stand there for a second, and I take out my phone, which is already starting to die because this stupid 5C cannot hold a charge to save its life, really. I have it on a portable charger, but even the portable charger is not really helping. And I have to try and navigate to where this stop is. I'm struggling because I also have to have my phone alive so that I can show my ticket to the bus driver, because otherwise they will not let me on the bus. And I did not have the means to print the ticket, so I had to be very conservative with how much I used this phone. I was on fucking survival mode, trying to navigate to where this stop was, and I'm carrying my rolling suitcase, and I'm getting followed by a homeless person who is trying to, you know, chat me up while in the middle of this very cold, very early morning. Which is also fun and cool. There's actually a point where they try to insist on taking my suitcase for me so that they can like take it to my destination, and I'm just like, please don't do that. I'm like holding on to it obviously because I don't want it to be taken. I'm being very careful with my stuff, and then they like flip out on me because they realize the main reason I'm refusing to give them the suitcase is because I don't have any money to like pay them to carry the suitcase anyway. Like, what was your fucking idea here, bud? So that's a scary encounter that I have, and I start walking away faster. And then like saviors in the early morning light, there are two people who also could not find the bus stop like a ways away. They are two adult men, and normally when I am walking I do not trust men, but these two like noticed that I was getting bothered by this guy, and they were like, hey, buzz off. And they like got the guy to leave, and they were like, they realized that we were all going to the same location, and so they followed me a little bit. But then my phone died, and so I was having issues with it again, and I couldn't figure out where I was supposed to go because they got a little ways ahead of me. And I was like, now I'm stranded again, and I can't use my phone to find the way. And I was very lost and scared, and like I kind of remembered what was like relatively near the spot. So I was trying to find it based on like context clues and like general understanding, and there's like a long walk sequence that happens here where I'm just kind of walking in relative silence in the cold, and then when I finally start getting closer, I see those guys again, and they're like, oh hey, you're here, oh you're what bus are you on? And I was like, I'm going to this spot in Onigashima. And they're like, oh, that bus just rolled into the stop, you need to get over there. And I was like, and so I had to run on like an icy sidewalk in the cold. I had to like run with my suitcase that was barely rolling to try and get to the stop on time. I didn't make it. Long story short, I didn't make it. It was gone by the time I showed up. So that was bad. And I was basically stranded then because since I missed it, I would have to like try to get another ticket. What I had to do was I had to go find a place to sit. It ended up being a Panera Bread. I have vivid memories of this. But like the stop was relatively near like a shopping district, and that shopping district had a Panera Bread. So I went to the Panera Bread and got breakfast. And as I waited for my devices to like reheat up and like recharge, because phones also die in the cold as well as the extreme heat. iPhones don't like temperature. They literally, if it goes like above a degree or like a below a degree, the thing just fucking dies anyway. It's worse because it can't hold a charge. So I'm waiting for my shit to charge, and I finally get it to turn on, and I call Onimama and I'm like, hey, so because it's very cold And because a lot of things happened, I didn't make it to my bus. I can't come home today. And she got pissed at me. She like totally said that it was my fault for not being better with taking care of my phone and making sure it was charged and making sure I had all my stuff. And I was just like, I know, I'm sorry. I'm a very irresponsible daughter. So I was like, okay, I'm sorry, my bad. And she told me that I needed to be the one to pay for my next bus ticket. Like I had to use my money for it. And I was like, okay, I understand, that's fair. So I like stayed in the Panera to warm up a little and like wait for everything to charge. Once it finished charging, I got another ride back to my dorm and I had to stay in the dorm an extra day. And I was like, okay. So I set everything up so that I could get this ticket again, right? Next day comes. It continues to be very cold, very wintry, very snowy. However, I now know a place that is close to the bus stop, so I choose the Panera for the driver to take me to. When I get the rideshare again, I choose the Panera because I know that it's in walking distance to the stop. So this time I'm on my shit. I'm charged. I've got the portable charger charged up. I've got all my shit ready. I feel like I've got this in the bag. I've got this shit on lock. Temperatures are once again below 0. Everything is very, very cold. Very, very windy. Very miserable up in the Onigashima Mountains. I get to the stop on time. I wait with like a handful of other people. We're all waiting for this bus to come. And then we're waiting still. And then we realize the bus is a little bit late. And we're like, okay, that's fine. It makes sense. Weather conditions, understandable. And then the bus gets later. And later. The bus that actually does end up arriving is not our bus. And we realize that we were all sent an email blast that says that our particular bus canceled because of how bad the weather was. And, you know, we can't get on this bus that just arrived. We find out that our bus is canceled, and then we have the option to either accept like a full refund for the ticket or to take the refund and immediately apply it to like a different bus. So I see this and I'm like, I've been sitting in the cold for like nearly 3 hours and I don't get to go home again. So I go back to the Panera. At this point, it's like afternoon time, so it's Panera lunch instead of Panera breakfast. Or maybe I went to the Starbucks this time. Yeah, no, I went to the Starbucks because I thought I could stay at the Starbucks for longer. So I went to a Starbucks and I got like a Starbucks lunch. And I called my mom again because like my batteries are still kind of good at this point. So I call my mom and I'm like, hey, I can't come home. They said that the bus can't, that the bus that was supposed to take me home isn't coming because of the weather. What do I do? And she was like, is there another bus? And I was like, I can look. So I pull out my iPad, which is the other like easiest device to pull out. And I'm like checking and I'm like, oh yeah, there is another one, but it's like 4 or 5 hours from now. And I guess so like, what do I do? And she was like, take it. Take it. Tell somebody to pick you up at that evening time that you're going to get dropped off. And take it. And I was like, oh, do I just go back to my dorm? And she was like, honestly, with your current track record, I think you should just wait right there. And I was like, okay. So I had to stay at the Starbucks for like 4 straight hours. Because she thought that if I went back home and I was like at home, well, at home, I mean my dorm. If I went back and I just like was chilling, she was scared that I was going to miss it again. Which I guess is a fair point. My track record has not been good so far in this particular venture. So I can kind of see why she would say this. But I had to like contact a friend because my aunt wasn't willing to drive out in the nighttime to pick me up from the bus stop. So I was like, okay, I have to get a friend to do this. So I contacted my friend on my this was also on the iPad because my PC wasn't connected. My laptop wasn't connected to the internet yet. but I could get the internet working on my iPad. So I was like, hi, can you come pick me up from the bus stop at like this time? Like around here, it's gonna be kind of dark and late. I don't have anyone else. Please help me. And he was like, yes, of course. So I was like, thank you. And I basically had to camp out at that Starbucks. Everything worked out after that. Like after that instance, I was smart, and because my iPad was fairly newer at the time and could like much better hold a charge, I got a screenshot of the ticket on my iPad instead of my phone. So that way, if my phone died, I wouldn't worry about the ticket not being visible. So I kept my iPad unused and like charged, so that way when it came bus time, I just held this big iPad up to the person that was checking tickets like, please let me on this goddamn bus. And it worked out. But all of that said, that little piece of shit 5C gave me so much grief during those 2 days that that's why when I came home, Onimama was just like, hi, your holiday present is going to be getting a new phone because we're not dealing with this again. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry, mommy. She was so mad. The saga of the 5C, that was the 5C's fucking swan song of torturing my ass. Because it had been torturing me a bunch leading up to this, but this was like the one time where I actually felt the need to have like a working device. So because this was like for winter break, so this was like Christmas time. So my Christmas present that Christmas was the phone, and I didn't really get much else. I think I got some new clothes, maybe. Pre-purchased gifts, but the main point was that I was supposed to get the new phone. Fun fact about this phone too, though, there was actually a point where like I came home with it the first day, and then I slipped coming out because the driveway was icy, and it fell, and it like face planted on the snow, and it had a little bit of a crack. I think that I ended up actually being able to trade it in at one point to fix the crack because something else went wrong. So there was a point where I did do like a trade-in to get like a better phone that like no longer had the cracked screen and to like fix something internally. That phone is more of a present for Onimama minus the presents for fun. So true. Yeah. It was a present for her so that she would know that I'm not fucking stranding myself in the Onigashima Mountains for my studies. But yeah, that was the period where the 5C got retired. That's also probably why I ended up getting just a gray phone. I think this was before they started introducing color again to a lot of the newer iPhones, but part of why it's just gray is because I just needed a replacement, so I wasn't particularly picky. I just got like the very basic iPhone 8. And then I was like, yippee! New phone! This is actually kind of cool. The circumstances are kind of cringe, but yay! New thing! Yeah, so in conclusion, be good about upgrading your devices. Try not to be as stubborn as me. I just happen to be very, very stubborn. Thank you for listening to my story. I just yapped about that for a very long time. My struggles. Stranded in the winter. Kinda cringe. It was so cold. I vividly remember how cold I was when I went into that Panera that first day. I was just like, this literally sucks. And I felt like such a loser. I did like cry for the first little bit. Like, as I had my breakfast, I was like crying because I was like, I have to tell my mom that I messed up. I feel like such a failure. And then she did chew me out. She was like, you should have planned better. You should have figured out where it was sooner. And I was just like, okay. I guess that's fair. I'm cold. Because I don't like the cold. I don't like the cold and I hate winter, so this was a very miserable time for me. Do you even love me? Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Okay. Me. That reminds me of a date I went on and left my car running and locked myself out of it, and my date had to drive me home to get the spare key. Oh no. I'd perish for real. My 2 most recent phones I got because my roommate upgraded, so he gave me his old one. Wow. Super nice roommate. You guys must be on good terms. Almost upgraded this year, but honestly, my 1 terabyte, 14 PM should last another year. Also, this was the last device I paid in full from the RIP. I mean, if you think it's still working, if you can make it work another year, you should. This one is definitely, like, on its last legs, and I'm just forcing it by the sheer fact that I can't afford a new device right now. I shouldn't be forcing it in this way. Like, I definitely... Yeah, girls should definitely be considering an upgrade, but I don't have that kind of means within me, so I'm not doing that right now. I will force this one to last a little bit longer. He lives for now. But as soon as I'm making big boy dollars, it's all frickin' over. I've been eyeing up the Pixel 10 Pro XL, but I think I'll stick with my 7 Pro because yikes, that price. Well, hey, if you could get a decent trade-in, I honestly think it might be better to upgrade a little bit sooner than later, because if you can get a decent amount for your trade-in, you could put it towards the newer device, which could help with that price a little. And depending on where you get the phone, because like I said, whenever we get new upgrades, my aunt will put the cost of our upgrades onto our provider plan, like our phone plan, so that way it's like a slight increase to the phone bill, that like goes towards the cost of the phones, so it like pays them off eventually. So you could always consider looking into getting the upgrade through your cellular provider as well, because they might have an option for that for financing. Could be an option. We kind of rely on that because we both upgrade at the same time, so otherwise we'd be paying, like, you know, definitely more than 1K for 2 phones. People talking about upgrading phones. I want a Nokia flip phone again. I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with it if it still works. If you're just looking for a phone that can simply be a phone and nothing else, and it still works, why not? I save up and buy things with debit rather than through long deals. That's very valid. Understandable. Wanted to pay cash for a new S24 Ultra and it was $850. Oof. Did you have the cash? Or did you have to be like, haha, never mind? Peace sign, fade out. Yeah, I think for all of our iPhones, we've always just done the financing through the phone plan. I can't remember a time where we got it in full. Life in general is just expensive. So true. And I guess my brain still kind of sees phones as luxury, even though they are definitely very mandatory in current modern society, TM. So it's very hard for me to justify the purchase, which is why I don't do it. My aunt has also kind of been skipping out on it. Like a couple months ago, she was going to come pick me up so that we could look into getting new phones. Because I was also supposed to help her set up her new internet plan, and she just never showed. Like, I checked in on her, but she never showed, so I was like, okay. I think she's also kind of avoiding this situation because it's a lot of money to have to drop. Hablit. I peaced out real quick. Understandable. Have a good day. These things are so expensive. Tis what it is, though. Dreading the day they stop updates for my phone. Right, that's usually the thing that really forces your hand into getting a new phone. Like, as long as I can still get updates, it's fine. Technically, this phone has already reached the point where it's not getting any new iOS updates. I don't know what happened. It just, like, stopped getting them randomly one day. I don't even think it's an incompatibility thing. I think it just stopped for whatever reason. So now it doesn't work. Like, it still works, like, as a phone, like, as an overall device. I can still access a lot of things, but my iOS is definitely, like, way out of date, and I can't get it to fix itself, so... That's fun and cool. Love that for me. Apple is the one that decides that? Indeed. It's definitely nearing the point where it's gonna be deprecated. Depreciated, however you pronounce that word. I never know how to pronounce it. But it's gonna get bonked soon, like, I know that for sure. Because it's approaching being, like, a 10-year-old edition. I think that's usually their threshold. My last phone was in pristine condition when I replaced it, even though it was, like, 5 years old. You take good care of your devices. That's really good. Yeah, that was me babying my iPad until I gave it to OniMama, and she immediately, like, ruined it. Because she does not take care of her devices. Did not take care of her devices. And I knew that, but she, like, demanded that I give her my iPad so that she could watch Netflix and not be bored. So I was like, ugh. But I told her, like, 6 times to be careful with it. And then what happened? Broken. Broken, broken, broken. Barely usable. But I had taken such good care of it. I, like, never played any games or used it at all when it was on the charger. I kept its case on at all times. That way, even if it fell, it would be protected. Not a single break. Everything on it was good. Keep the damn protector on. She wouldn't! She didn't like the protector because she wanted to be able to just get to iPad right away. So she took it out. And then the minute she took it out was when the fucking break happened. And I was just like, Mother! OniMama, please! I was so upset. When I saw how broken it was while she was holding it, I was just like, no, my baby. I was so sad. I had done such a good job looking after that thing in just like 1 week with her, and it was already beat up. Such is life, though. I should have anticipated it. It's fine. I still have it. Like, whenever it's time for me to get a new iPad, I will probably turn on the ancient things. That way I can get all the codes for my games and I can finally start playing my games again. Because right now the screen is, like, mostly broken, so it's not really usable for tappy taps. How do they even do that just watching Netflix? Well, so OniMama would sometimes, like, okay... If you don't really know the lore about OniMama, she was physically disabled. And not the most, like, fit. She didn't take care of herself very well. In some ways. It was kind of, like, difficult for her to do. So she would run out of, like, strength relatively easily. And so sometimes she would accidentally, like, drop stuff, even if she was, like, trying to hold it to watch something. And I think it was a drop that happened. She also tended to sleep with the iPad running. So, you know, she would, like, prop it on a pillow so she could, like, listen to it. And, like, play it at max volume so that she could listen to it. So there were probably times where she would, like, go to move out of bed and she would knock the iPad off the bed and, like, onto the floor. So it breaks. But she really only used it for Netflix. Like, she used it for nothing else because I didn't have her YouTube information, so I couldn't log into the YouTube app to get her account up. And she never remembered any of her passwords. So she didn't use it for YouTube. She had wanted to use it for YouTube also, but since I didn't have her YouTube account, I didn't set it up. But yeah, it would basically like fall off the bed because she would like sleep with it on. And I'm guessing there were probably points where she would like roll over and like crush it. I think the thing that particularly broke it was just like a bad drop though. And I remember that there was also a point where she dropped it and then she like accidentally like rolled over it with her wheelchair. And so it like cracked even more. Like she rolled over the screen side, like it didn't fall face down. It was face up. But when she went to go try and find it to grab it, she rolled forward and she rolled across it. And so it did the and cracked more of the screen. So it's pretty borkin. Which is why I said it's not even really good for like tappy tap games. Like it barely works. I think I can navigate just barely. Yeah, but like, again, that's why I had her use the case. Because if it fell, the case would protect it. Usually. The things I deal with. Sorry, the things I dealt with. It's just a minor thing, so like, I can't really like fully hold it against her. But I was just like, man, I really told you to be careful with it. I didn't want to give it to her because I knew that it was gonna break. I just didn't realize how bad it was gonna end up breaking. So I was like, man, this sucks. It couldn't possibly be more Jover. But it's fine. Like I said, I will only turn it on so that I can transfer my games. Because I think I can touch it enough to where I can get all of my games up and get the transfer codes. And once I have all of those like written down or screenshotted, I will be able to turn it off safely and then just get a new iPad so I can play my games again. With how expensive modern tech is, I always get a case with it nowadays. She would always complain that like holding it with the case was just like uncomfortable for her hands. Like she wanted to just like physically feel the iPad because like the case that I used made it a little bit heavier. So she didn't really like the feel of it. And it would be a bit harder for her to hold it for a long period of time because, again, she didn't really have very good upper body strength. So it was just kind of difficult for her to, like, hold it when it had the case on. So she took it off. And I was just like, mother, no. I had been so serious about the, like, be careful with this, treat it gently, leave the case on to protect it. Whatever. I can't get heated about this. It doesn't even matter. The okay, so be careful. This is very fragile role reversal. But I mean, Onimama's never really been very careful with her devices. I would say even before, she would not be very careful. Manufacturers really should just design better electronics rather than requiring everyone to use a case. I do think that's fair. A lot of older devices were like built to last. They were like more durable for those cases of like dropping or like being messed with by kids or anything like that. I do think it would be possible to like go back to making them stronger. Maybe it was a reverse psychology angle. You can be careless with this. No. Onimama hated if I ever said anything like passive like that. Like if I was just like, I don't care. Do whatever you want with it. Beat it up. She would be like, don't talk to me like that. And I'd just be like, okay. So no, I couldn't have used that on her. She didn't like that kind of talk. But yeah, I personally wouldn't mind things being like thicker and more durable if it meant that they would last longer and it would be a lot harder to like physically break them in that way. But unfortunately, people are obsessed with making things like slim and also just like relatively very delicate. So then like everything just breaks so much more easily. That's why I was so shocked when I first got the iPhone 8 and like one drop immediately cracked the screen. I was just like, I didn't realize it was that fragile. iPhone brick. For real. Can we just go back to having bricks? I will take it being thickums. That means I can get in ARM day. That's because as electronics have advanced, they've become more delicate to fit in the smaller devices or use less battery. Well, yeah, that's basically what I've been saying too. People have become obsessed with making things like slimmer and like generally smaller, but now they're kind of going back around and they're doing like big screens kind of. Which is interesting. But they're like not thick still. They're like still really thin. Yeah, I love rebuying stuff raw. I love buying the same thing again. Woohoo, yippee. Remember when the internet pretended you could fold iPhones or fast charge them with microwaves? Real. The Nokia that was my emergency car phone, charge lasted a week, drop proof. So good. I remember my aunt having a really slim phone with 2 columns of number buttons right before the iPhone released. Oh, fascinating. Yeah, I had a flip phone before I got my first iPhone. I don't remember what my first iPhone was. I want to say maybe it was the... Because it was before the 5C, obviously. The 5C was an upgrade after my last iPhone. I want to say it was maybe only the iPhone 2? Or 3? It was an earlier version, obviously. But I don't remember which version. I want to say maybe iPhone 3. And then the next upgrade was 5C. Damn, that's old. I know. But before that, I had a flip phone. I don't remember what brand. I just remember it being blue. That was my first cell phone. It might have been a Nokia. I don't remember. I think that is one phone I do not have. I think I've kept all of my iPhones. Because I'm pretty sure I know where that super old iPhone is, too. But yeah, it was really old. And it had, like, a more stretchy, like, silicone kind of rubber-like case. And we called it my cow phone because I got that iPhone in black and I had a white case on it. And because it was like rubber, it kind of like fit into spots on the phone. So like the black iPhone was kind of like peeking out amongst the like white, like kind of rubberish case. So we called it a cow phone. Because it looked like a cow. But everyone thought I was so cool in my class because I had that phone. They thought I was so cool. So epic. It's evolution. Hopefully companies can figure out a good balance between durability, price, and features. They're not going to consider price. If they make a phone more durable, they're going to shoot that price up to be like, it's the safety. You're paying for the safety and security of a non-breakable phone. And I'll be like, I'll show you breakable, shaking my fist at them, Peanuts comic style. Well, yeah, I've kind of been in the trenches with iPhone. Only phones that don't break now are military phones. And I guess that's because they have to be hard to break because of the situations that the military gets put in. I guess we'll see. If they didn't shove all of the hardware required for AI in there, maybe phones would last longer. That's what I'm saying. Can we just get rid of AI? Can we just make like a separate smart device that just has all the AI shit on it? And make phones into just like more basic phones? Please. Or maybe I just don't know anything. That could also be true. A cheaper AI-free offering would probably sell like crazy. I've been saying this. Hire me for marketing. Give me a cut of the costs, please. I'm just little guy. Siri, please go F yourself. So true. Okay. I think I'm going to wrap up this stream. I have some work I gotta do to prep for tomorrow. Reminder! It's our anniversary. Make sure you're using the OniVersary hashtag O2versary so you can post messages. And remember, there's gonna be a new creature. She's coming. Board your windows. Board your windows. Don't lock the door though, she will still come in. But board your windows. Lock up your snacks. Maybe. Whatever else you think you need to do to protect yourself from this creature. But she's coming. She's rapidly approaching. But otherwise, it will be a very chill anniversary stream. I promise. I promise. Should we expect Scuff? I don't know. As is tradition, no. I never scuffed during my debut. Thanks for asking. My debut was very polished and put together and did not have scuff. Everything was scripted. Board your windows, clog the pipes, eat the snacks, light a fire. Cope? It was not cope! It literally did not have any scuff. It was very polished. The only thing that was scuff about it was that it wasn't long enough. That was the only thing that I scuffed. I promise. Everything else I did so good. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. I think boarding windows is against my lease. Can I just leave them open and hope for the best? Yeah, your funeral. It's your funeral, but you can certainly make that choice. But yeah, anyway, I will do my best to make it cute and fun, and it'll still be a nice time together because the most important thing is that we will get to spend our anniversary together properly. I am looking forward to hanging out with you guys for anniversary, and I might cry, probably. Just a regular stream with a milestone, I guess. I'm still trying to make it special with the chibi, but I'm not planning anything fancy for the actual debut itself. But it's gonna be fun. I hope you will still enjoy it. But yes, I'll be putting up the waiting room after I end this stream because I still have other things to prep. So, yeah. Yeah. Until then, thank you guys so much for choosing to spend time with me. I hope that you have a good rest of your time zone. And until I see you again, Yunotsu!